Well, if this isn't one of the most beautiful sights you'd see as a motorcycle rider, woo! And the reason they're out here is because it's Indian Demo Day. Oh, good. My evil laugh comes out when I'm on a dirty bike. Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good night. I don't know where you are when you're watching this, but it's morning here. Kind of excited this morning because the Indian demo truck is on the way and I get to play around with some motorcycles. I have at least half a day off from work, and what could be better? The air is getting a little bit crisp, so there's not many more warm days to ride, even though I do ride year-round. It's not as pleasant as it is when the sun is shining and it's 80 to 85 degrees or so. But I'm looking forward to testing out a few things. There are only a few Indian motorcycles that I have not had a chance to ride, but I've ridden on their platforms. This is a standard Springfield, and there's a Dark Horse Springfield. Of course, that's same bike, different layout, different looks, but similar. The other two that I haven't ridden on the Thunderstroke platform, I feel like are pretty similar to this one because it's got it's built on a Thunderstroke engine. This one, being the standard Springfield, doesn't have the fairing. It doesn't have a trunk. It's just basically a simple motorcycle, which is what I was looking for. Not a whole lot of fancy tech. I have my tech right here in my phone, and that was my thought when I went to get this one. But there's something to be said about having onboard navigation, as I learned on a recent tour. It just so happened that a big rainstorm came. If any of you haven't seen that little video in southern West Virginia, deluge came. My phone's actually protected, but what happened when I put it in the saddlebag, whoa, yeah, watch out. When I put it in the saddlebag, the water ran down my arm and into the phone and disconnected my GPS, leading me on a little extra journey. So, you live and learn in the sport of motorcycling, don't we? I mean, it's just, I don't really love the thought of having tech problems, batteries draining, and whatever else could go wrong on an actual tour, or even if it's just putzing around town. So that's why I opted for something different. But anyway, I do see the benefit of going with a little bit more technology at times. And I hate to admit it even to myself, but I have been taking sneak peeks around at different motorcycles in the industry. Yes, Indian, of course. But also, I've taken a second and third look at a few others. The BMW K1600, the GT, GTL, sorry Harley, not Pan America, it wasn't that. The Grand America by BMW looks like a pretty fantastic motorcycle, 160 horsepower. It competes pretty well. And of course, if I'm going to look at something like that, which a sporting gentleman's bike, I'd have to also look at the Goldwing. And I've done that too. Hope I'm not offending anybody at Indian, but if so, well, just continue to get better. It's all good. I mean, not gonna lie, I mean, all these bikes are terrific bikes. Indian Pursuit is an amazing bike. The Roadmaster, I hope to get to ride one today. And a Chieftain, that's the other one. That's what I'm trying to get to. The Chieftain, the Roadmaster, and you know, even though it's not my style of bike, I'd love to ride an FTR today. Just kind of get a little more nimble perspective, a young man's motorcycle as I look at it. And I'm young at heart, but I'm not sure that even in my 20s I would have been really into the FTR. I've kind of always been into a heavier bike in search of something that I could ride safely right beside the slipstream of a trucker. And ever since I tried that with a Yamaha Route 66 250 back in the day, and then later a Suzuki Intruder, I was getting bounced all over the road, so enter the Springfield years later, and whoa, what am I up to here? What is going on? Well, I hope I can get there on time. Oh, they're turning the other way. I feel a little devilish here. I get to just slip on by everybody. Goodbye. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. It doesn't always work out like that. That is a good sign of the day. Going to ride motorcycles, everybody knows I'm not going to be working. And I'm not even sitting in any traffic. Woohoo! Yes, sir. If I could just keep my mind straight then. So, what am I expected to see in the Chieftain? Well, the Chieftain has a little bit better wind protection, of course, than this one. I've actually tried better wind protection. I've got this new Freedom Shield's 14-inch windscreen, and it's provided some increased benefits over the stock windshield. But I probably chose one that's just a bit too short, because normally this would probably work perfectly for someone. I've decided to roll with it because I don't really want to get one that's extremely high, which Freedom Shields does sell one that's real high. But I'd be looking through it at all times, and I just don't fancy the thought. So I got the one at 14 inches, and it still allows a little air. In the summertime, that's great, but in winter storms, a half helmet is bad. It's also not the best for getting chunks in the eye or bugs and such, or just noise. You know, I'm amazed at myself that my mind just wanders. You probably can't track with me unless you're just interested in babble about motorcycles and anything that's recent. Oh, that's an old school gold wing right up there. I always kind of fancy those yellow ones. Those are kind of cool. Maybe Honda will bring that back one day. Well, I was telling you I was kind of peeking at the Honda a little bit, and those are pretty slick. The latest and greatest hasn't been announced. If there's any change, oh yeah, I'm gonna slide up your backside here. Yeah, they haven't announced any change in technology. If I'm buying a Goldwing, I'd really like to see them upgrade their touchscreen, or to a touchscreen, I should say. Their tech is looking a little bit dated. One thing I don't like, as it compares to some of the other bikes, is the tactile buttons that they have. I mean, it's good because you can use those buttons with gloves, and you don't have to worry about a touchscreen, etc., etc. But on the flip side, I also don't love it because it's just a lot of buttons. I mean, it's so much easier with Ride Command, which you'll see today a little bit, or at least I hope to be able to get to demo it a little bit. It's completely customizable. It's probably the best tech in the industry right now. There's some really cool stuff on that BMW series as well, because they've got what they call a whiz wheel that's it takes control and allows it's a reduction of all the buttons that you have on this Honda. But the Indians are even more simple because it just really relies on a few tactile buttons and a touchscreen. I think it's a 7-inch. I could be mistaken about that. 7-inch touchscreen on the Ride Command, and the software is really good. So there's a lot going for these upper crust bikes, and boy, they're tempting. I mean, the Honda's nice. I mean, even notwithstanding what I just mentioned, you know, perhaps they're going to up their game in the 24 models. I haven't seen that yet. It hasn't come out. But any search for the 24 Goldwings really brings just a bunch of clickbait. There's not really anything out there of substance. So they keep a real tight rein on whatever it is they're doing. I guess that's good for Honda, but boy, I'd really love to just feel out just to see. And the only scuttlebutt that I've heard about Honda is that it's possible to go to, that they're going to go to a 2000cc engine, which that'll be interesting. Maybe they're trying to compete more directly with the power, perhaps with the BMW. I don't know. I'm certainly not an engineer. I couldn't tell you how much more that would produce or anything. That looks like someone's had an accident or something. Yeah, someone got rear-ended there. Well, none of my beeswax, as they used to say. So, anyway, concerning the tech, today we're going to talk about this ride command software, and both the Chieftain and the Roadmaster have it right here, close up, in your face display. And that's one of the reasons that I don't think I'm going to like it so much, because my eyesight, as I've gotten a little bit older, you know, I can't read something that's terribly close to me, and that ride command software is kind of put right up there, and that's maybe a little too much in my face. Well, we'll see on the ride if that actually is true. It's not a good look to not have my gloves. So they've given us a little badge to let us know that we've done our sign up. We signed our life away. All right, here we go. Key should be in it, ready to go. And she starts up. Indian motorcycle. Yeah, I know. Failure to pay attention to operating your vehicle could result in loss of control and death. Since when has that not been true? Of course. I don't care about the radio. Let's just go on to nav. And I'm going to mute that. Let's go back to... And someone's kind of set some presets on here that I'd have to back this up. Okay. Not a surprise, she starts up. Here's the horn, high beams, low beams, turn signal. Here's some menu functions, and this is the audio control. On the other side we have the power, the ignition, and here is what I'm looking forward to the most. I get to check out whether or not this fixes my highway problems. I see a little spider. Come on, you don't want to be up there. All right, let's get to it. I noticed right away on this is the adjustment for the clutch. It's very different. This is such a fun bike. Oh my goodness. Let's put that windscreen all the way up and see what you can do. Oh, this is a monster bike. So much fun. Now, this wind is actually not hitting me so bad in the face. I've got it all the way up now, and I do still feel it around me. It's significantly less than it would have been. But really not bad at all. I have my face, my open face helmet wide open, and I'm not really having any sort of a struggle with the wind, or I do believe any debris would be stopped as well. So that is all good. Adjust my windshield before I get. It's not too bad as it is. I have good visibility in each of the in the mirrors. So we're going to be doing our typical loop-de-loop out of Sloan's here. We'll make a right and a right and a right and a right. I'll probably stop and do a little walk around here in a moment.
Wayland, it's benefiting National Soccer Club's Kick Childhood Cancer.
I accidentally turned on the audio. I don't want to really do that. That's just distracting. Oh, this is a really nice bike. You know, this bike looks really large, and yet it really doesn't feel very large at all. That is really one of the best things going for it. I like the lowers. I'm not really getting significant wind, just on the outside edge of my legs down here. But I love the big storage up here and also on the lowers. It's really nice. But I can't say I don't feel any wind. I do feel a little bit of, you know why? I've forgotten that down below I've left those, the lower fairings wide open. So that's why I'm feeling air. Which is fine. It's perfectly warm today, but I'm just wondering why that was. We're going 72 at the moment. This Power Plus really sings when it gets up to highway speeds. I mean, it's an awesome engine at any time, but I've really noticed on the trip that I took to California, and I should probably leave a link here, how really nice that was. And at the end, I got a lot of dislikes because I compared it to my Springfield. And my Springfield is a different engine altogether, of course. It's a Thunderstroke. This was a Power Plus. There are differences between them. And I think when I did that review, I was really feeling the torquiness of the Thunderstroke I was accustomed to. It doesn't have as much power. Mine is a 111, and it just natively doesn't have as much power. But what I think I was referencing there was just the torquiness that I felt just right off the line. It's not faster, it just kind of pulled a little bit, and maybe it's just that traditional push rod V-twin type of feel that I really like so much. But this is a better, more technologically modern motorcycle and engine. It's just different. So that is, of course, why they haven't just eliminated the Thunderstroke altogether, because it's very viable. A lot of people just like it. Not the engineers that just look at numbers. I'm talking about people that just like the feel of that bike. And he's going to make a right, and I'm going to make a... So he's going to make a left. I'm going to make a right. Okay, thinking about just the feeling of this bike, it feels completely under my control. I really just get this bike. It's very balanced, low slung. If anyone noticed, yes, I run that little stop sign routinely. They shouldn't have even placed it there. But this bike does not lumber along. It is ready to just get up and go. It's not a speed demon. It's not going to compete with any of the crotch rockets that you see out there. But I'm actually looking at a couple different bikes currently. So this is one of them. This Pursuit, and then I've looked also at the Honda Goldwing. That would be in kind of this general touring class. And then also the BMW K1600. They have a bagger version and also a Grand America version. So I intend to ride the Grand America. I haven't done that yet. I've ridden the Goldwing several times. Totally different feel. This one actually zips around more than the Goldwing. I mean, it's a little bit more pliable, if you will, in the corners than the Goldwing is. Now, they're not dollar for dollar the same price. So, but there's a lot of technology in the Goldwing as well. They've just done it a little differently. In comparing the Honda Goldwing, it's got a benefit that I've not seen yet in Indian. It's got backlit controls at night. And not everyone is concerned with that because they may not ride at night. I do, especially if on tour, I may find myself out at night, even if not intended. So I would like to see these backlit. But the truth be told, there's fewer of them. I'm not searching for these, so after a while, it would become intuitive anyway. Now, BMWs, I don't believe, is backlit either, but they have a 10.25 screen there in front. I've not ridden it, I just know about it, and it certainly would compete with others in the technology range. I think they're right up there with anybody. But I'll tell you where the Pursuit probably comes out on top, and that is with all of these compartments. I've got a compartment on the top fairing, on the lowers. That is, I'm told, an option. But if it were me, I would go ahead and opt to get the compartments in both the lowers and the uppers. There's a lot of storage in the front, and there's handlebar space if I wanted to mount a phone or a cup holder. And the bags in the back are very, very large, including the trunk space. The other thing that I really love about the Pursuit is that the trunk is, or can be, quickly removable and just turned into a bagger. Now, there's some wiring in there because there's some locking mechanisms. I'm going to find out here in a minute if it actually has an internal light. I've never really looked at that. But you have to remove the side bags, which is also not a big chore to remove that top box. But if you want a more sporty, more Challenger-like feel, that's the way to do it. Whereas with the Honda, it's a 2-hour process, maybe 3, I'm told. And although it can be done, it's not meant to be done, not routinely. The Grand America, I'm told, cannot be removed, the top box, so that's a win for the Pursuit. I have to tell you, this, yeah, I've been peeking at those other bikes, but this is hard to ignore. It really is. This is just a fine motorcycle. Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to buy this bike. Oh my goodness, I love this bike. What a fine motorcycle. Oh, I also like the fairing. Kind of comes out here and gives some added protection away from my hands, which, because I ride in the winter as well, that's especially nice. I don't have that currently on my Springfield, but I bought the Springfield for a different purpose. It's kind of anti-technology, and at times that's what I'm looking for. You know, I just want to get on a motorcycle. I don't want to think about anything. I don't want to think about batteries draining. I don't want to think about touch screens. I just want to get out and have a go around town. And that's what the Springfield does really well. It's nimble, comfortable, it's all those things. And I don't mean to continue to sell everybody on the Springfield. It's just that I really do love that bike. So if I were to step into a Pursuit, I may have to trade that one in. And I don't like that thought, to be honest with you. I just really love the Springfield. It just has everything I really wanted. I'm going to do my typical little walk around over here in this little park. I can say that this clutch is much lighter than that on my bike currently. Yeah, this little spot over here is ideal for a little walk around. Let's do it. Okay. You know, she really doesn't feel that heavy either. All right, let's shut it down. Kickstand, nice springy kickstand. Okay, so what do I like about this bike? First of all, I love the top entry bags, and they're huge. Okay, this is really nice. Now, the other thing I like about this is if you see, you can actually remove this trunk, just lift it up. There's some quick release stuff down there. You do have to remember to disconnect a little bit of a harness behind each of these saddlebags, but again, it's not really a big deal. There's a lot of storage in both the bags and the trunk, so you could turn this into just simply a bagger in 30 minutes. The storage, as we talked about on the ride, really great lowers, and here's actually this. I'm going to go ahead and close that and see how effective that is now. It's just a really nice bike. It's well engineered for those who really want to ride long distance. It would, in my mind, be a good commuter bike too, just because it's easy, it's comfortable, it's well protected from the elements as much as you can be on a motorcycle. Lots of storage. It has all the things. And I'm glad to see that this one actually has floorboards on the back and heated seat. The controls right there. Basically, it has all the things that I'd be looking for in a motorcycle. I like the lights on the bottom. That's very premium as well. All right, let's get on it. Now, I'm not going to try to demo the speakers or talk much about them. To me, I know that they played plenty loud. I've been on the trip in California. They're nice large speakers. You might even be able to see it here. And they play plenty loud, even at highway speeds. So the amplifier's great, the speaker's great. No complaints there. But I'm not one to listen to music a lot. I might listen to navigation and let it scream at me when I need to make a move. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get back to the dealership. We'll turn it on. This thing will, oh, you know what? Side stand down. It's telling me you're too dumb to operate this motorcycle. All right. It knows we're ready to go. Let's do this. Yeah, this really has a big feel to it, but not a heavy feel. It feels light. And for anyone that hasn't ridden one, you may be surprised at how nimble this bike feels. Absolutely. Now, I closed those lowers just to kind of see how this feels. And I'm feeling wind right about 3-4 inches away from my leg when it's planted on the footboard. So, certainly acceptable. I'm not getting a lot. If there was water splashing, I think I'd pretty much avoid all of that. Beautiful, beautiful motorcycle. I really don't have a great criticism of this bike. If there was something that I could tell you that I just really hated, I would do so, but it's really good wind protection. It feels easy to flick around. I love the smoothness at highway speed. I love the large gas tank. I think we're looking at 6 gallons if I'm remembering that correctly. Only beat, I think, by the BMW at 7. So it's got plenty of fuel, long range. It also has this little battery tender connection up here, which is also very convenient. I believe these are the fog lights down below. This just has a lot going for it. It really has everything going for it. It might be the most premium tour bike available. Honda, of course, would make that argument. BMW, they make great bikes. There's a lot of technology, but all in all, with the size, the fairings, the ride command, that can't be discounted. The great thing about ride command is the navigation and its overlay with weather. That is what I would love to see on any bike from this point forward. It's just a great bike. All right, let's do this now. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll with that Chieftain if it's all right. All right, switching gears here. Let's go ahead and go with this one. This has a higher bars. This one's got tall handlebars. Good looking bike though. Really good looking bike. Oh, this feels mean. I have more of an aggressive stance on this bike. Man, looking good, feeling good. I like the red. My pocket for the phone. Oh yeah, really like it. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the tall bars myself. Maybe I'm just not accustomed to them, but I don't feel like I have as good a control. I left my GoPro in that saddlebag. Dang it. This just feels a lot different because of the tall bars. It doesn't even feel like it's really built on the same platform. It's got that air intake down here that's not stock. I do think it has the standard pipes though on it, so I'm not sure what they've done to this bike, but it's not the standard. This has the similar gauge. It has the tachometer here, and it has the speedometer on this side and the ride command software in the center. Really a lot to like about this bike too. It has a good feel. It has a strong feel to the Thunderstroke engine. Really enjoying it. Yeah, this bike would feel a real good bike to just run about town. I'm not feeling like I would want to take this on a particularly long tour in its current setup. Now this is not stock, I do not believe, with these tall handlebars. That's just not my vibe. It feels like I'd strain my shoulders or my neck, you know, to maintain this kind of maintain this this position. So definitely not my favorite. That just throws me back. What an awesome feeling. Woo! Well controlled. Like it. Very nimble. I'm curious now what kind of tires is on this bike. I've changed styles from their recommended to Michelin Commander 3s. I think they come with Metzler Cruise Techs now, if I'm not mistaken about that. They're a softer tire, so they bite pretty well. They don't last as long, so I've been told from people that have used them. But they do grip. I can feel it. I feel very much in command. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's just that feels really, really nice. quiet for a bunch of this time because I'm just enjoying this. The get up and go this Thunderstroke has. It's just got some serious torque, and you can feel it. Let's check it out. Yeah, it gets after it. It really does. Have to use a little trail braking here on them. Oh yeah. Oh man. That feels good. Oh, sunny day. I'm out riding motorcycles instead of working. What gets better than that? That's freaking awesome. Yes, indeed. Come on. Make your right turn, sunshine. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this feels great. You can hear the pushrod V-twins down there. I mean, it's just makes its own kind of sound. I'm somewhat familiar with it, but I like it. I really like the way they're doing this demo. We can just be on our own, just do our event. It's really nice.
Indian FTR is not what I would typically ride, but I get a chance to with the demo day.
Ooh, this feels very upright and very, very strange. Yeah, this is just, I'm very used to the forward controls. I don't know that I want to ride this bike. Yeah, I'm too accustomed to a different style. It's got a lot of pep, I can feel it, but yeah, I just don't think this is for me. How about the Sport Chief? That's got more forward controls to it. Yeah, this might be a little more my doing here. Oh, this feels like a mean motorcycle. Stripped bare, monstrous. Yeah, it's just sitting on an engine. Forget wind controls, forget all that. Just get out and in the air and ride a dang motorcycle. That's what this bike's about. Put some speed on it. That's what this thing is built for. I'm gonna adjust. No hill assist. Forget all the fancy bells and whistles. Sometimes that's all you want. Just simple. Just ride the bike. Shut up and ride the bike type of thing. That's what I intend to do. Just shut up and ride the bike. Right. Oh yeah! Woo! Oh yeah! That's got some nuts to it. Oh, that feels good. What a nice sunny day. That breeze in my chest feels awesome. Wouldn't feel so awesome in the wintertime. Right now, oh yeah, I'm loving it. Oh man. Yeah, it's not as flickable as maybe I thought it would be. A longer wheelbase, but I'll tell you, this thing is just getting it done when I twist that throttle. That Sport Chief is no joke. 120 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed transmission. I like the ride command, that's pretty slick. Inverted front forks gives it a little bit more than it would otherwise in terms of the twisties and control. actually a little different. It's using Pirelli tires too. That's a departure from some of the other bigger tours in this line. They're using the Michelins. I've recently converted to a Michelin on my Springfield, and so I noticed that the tires make a really big difference. So the fact that they went with some Pirellis, I'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. It's only got a 4-gallon tank, but it makes no bones about what it is. It's not a tourer. I'll tell you, just a rip around town. This is a pretty killer bike too. If I could have all the bikes, this would be in the stable. A speed limit sign. That's the last thing you want to see when you're testing a bike. I don't want to be reminded of that. I want to twist this thing and see what it does. Oh yeah, got to throw me off the dang bike. All right. Oh yes. That's freaking awesome. Man, this thing's got wheels to spare. It's not hauling off anything else, no fairing, no extras, just flat getting it done. This is a strong bike. Man. Thunderstroke 116 doesn't feel at all the same as my 111, but it's got at least the stage 1 I could see. The air intake, I don't know if they've done any different exhaust to it. I didn't notice anything different back there, or different louder pipes or anything. So this bike ships 665 pounds, and that's how it's shipped. So I'm not sure if adding 4 gallons of fuel, you can do your math, but it's not having a hard time hauling any weight. That's for dang sure. Come on, trucks. Get out my way. Don't you know what I'm doing here today? Riding sickles. Why can't every day be like today? No cloud in the sky. No worky. Working the motorcycles. Oh. Man, this feels really nice. Gotta find the brake down there. There we are. Now I finally found it. I didn't realize how much of a forward control guy I was until I just tried that FDR. Bit with mid controls, a more sporty stance to it, and it just didn't do anything for me. I mean, it's a nice bike. I mean, for those that are into that style and that's the riding style that they do, but that's just not what I do. Oh my goodness, this thing is just a joy. What a real pleasure this is to ride. It's got so much power. So much power. I'm really tempted to just run by this guy, but it is a double yellow line. And I'm on YouTube. Should I? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. That's something you do just because you can. At least once. Oh my goodness, that just feels so good. My evil laugh comes out when I'm on a dirty bike. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful day. Oh yeah, I'm not going to take it down deep in the corners or anything like that. I'm sure she'll do it, but... Man, this bike, oh, it seriously feels like it's going to throw me off. I have to hang on because this thing is going. And it's just no lie, man. I'm actually just being really honest with you folks. If this bike is legitimate. Good grief. 70 miles an hour up to a 15-mile-an-hour turn. Probably not the wisest choice of riding technique, but all right, so we're at 25. Oh, good grief. That has to be the horsiest motor I've been strapped to. Goodness gracious. What an outright joy to ride this thing. No joke. Oh, it didn't take that pump all that well. The suspension, I don't know what it's set to or what the adjustments are. It bit me pretty hard. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. This thing is wicked. Oh my goodness, I love it. Absolutely love it. These guys are all at the same demo day that they're riding. Oh, he's got the Chieftain out. And looks like maybe the Springfield in front of him. I can't quite tell on that one. Yep, I think he's got the Springfield there in front. Good choice. That was my choice to buy, so forget it. All right, this is going to be familiar to me. This is a Springfield, the newest gen. What's not familiar, it's a 111, which I have, but I don't have the air intake. This is the stage 1. It's got the higher handlebars as well. So we'll see how this thing feels. A few other differences. I've got a Pinnacle heel shifter. Got some different grips on this bike. Boy, this one really stretches me out more than most. A little bit of a surprise what these tall bars feel like. I have always liked the way the Springfield fits. I think it is, now, I think it's the ugly duckling as seen by many of the Indian line. But quite frankly, it is not ugly to me. Not physically ugly. It rides really, really well. And I think people have a presupposition or something about how this thing is expected to perform. And it outdoes what anyone thinks. Man, what is just a great bike. It's an absolute great bike. Wow, it feels good. I'm all stretched out. I'm 6'4", of course. For those of you that watch my channel regularly, you know that, as I like to say it, but I am really stretched out on this bike with these tall bars. And I don't know what kind of seat they have. I don't think it's even upgraded. It's standard seat, but I'm nice set back. Very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. Now, this one says 39.9 miles per gallon is the average consumption. Of course, people were twisting the throttle at these demo days, but that might actually take a little bit more with the stage 1. And mine typically gets right at 42 miles per gallon now. I don't twist the throttle every day like as heavy as people probably do on a test demo, but I am really, really stretched out in this bike. Quite a surprise to me. significant enough to note. Oh, that exhaust there. That's pretty neat. Fifth gear. Takes off pretty nice. Oh yeah. This bike is really stable at highway speeds too. I'd say that with actual experience. You're in the saddle of mine. I like the fact that the standard Springfield comes with that windscreen. Quick release, very quick and easy to get off. If you can upgrade it with other creative shields, I think Clockworks makes them, and Obsidian has upgrades as well. This is a no-nonsense touring bike. It's the best way that I could describe it. It doesn't have any fancy tech to get in your way. It's a bike that you just get out on the highway, enjoy the scenery, and enjoy the sensation of riding a motorcycle. I don't know what's wrong with these young bucks that don't like chrome. What's wrong with you people? Come on, it shines in the sun. And what's not to like? I can take a blacked out motorcycle. It's alright. Might be easier to clean. That's legit. It's fair. But what are you going to do in the wintertime when you're bored and you want to just hang out with your bike? Shine that baby. That's what you do. Nice beefy brake pedal. You can see it down there. You know, it's got to be 4 inches wide by maybe 3 inches. Big car-like pedal down there. Really like that. You can't miss it. You're not struggling to find it at all. Oh, I got her valve down there a little too much. So this has got 119 pound-feet of torque. Chieftain's got a little bit more beef to it. The Sport Chief I just rode with a Stage 1, it too has some more pull away speed, torque. This is just a different animal. This is really meant for, yeah, it'll give you a sense of power and purpose. This is something you'd have command and control for a longer distance. Just a really comfortable ride, and leave all the tech behind. I keep my tech, and most of us have smartphones and use a quad lock or a rock form, something like that. Lock it right to the handlebars. That's all the tech I need. That Cardo or Senna unit, this bike does the rest. On this newer gen, they've actually added this battery tender location here. That makes a nice convenient location for that. Buttons are pretty simple. We got the horn here, high beam and low beam. Turn signal is just on the left. You Harley riders, you'd have to get used to that. Switch over. And on this side, you got the power and the actual ignition. Here, let's see what is that's the set accelerate decelerate, is that right? Yeah, nice feeling bike. I think I've said that on all the bikes today, but they really do feel good. What a great bike. I mean, seriously, folks, if you haven't looked at a Springfield, just stop looking at it and ride it. Man, it's just a fantastic motorcycle, and it's not the style that some are looking for, but guys, you're missing it if you just I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
But I think it's a freaking awesome bike. It struck a great balance between a touring bike and, you know, something much more sporty. Not a sport bike, of course, but it's nimble. You can see how I'm flicking around. Effortless. It's smooth. Oh, there's some grass. I don't want to be into that. Okay. And as I always remind everybody, I'm not a salesperson, so I'm not trying to sell with Springfield, but I think you guys that aren't willing to take a look at it are giving yourselves a disservice. Feels good. Really planted. Easy to flick around. Doesn't have a lot of extra weight. Now, it does have some weight to it. It's 797 pounds shipped. So when you add fuel, it's going to add a little bit more to that. But it doesn't feel like that. It really doesn't. The Honda Goldwing feels a lot bigger, and the rake, I guess, it's not maybe as flickable, and it does carry its weight very low as well. But ladies and gentlemen, you just gotta try this guy out. This is a fabulous motorcycle. There's just no doubt about that. I just changed, for you Springfield viewers, just changed to Michelin Commander 3s, and its ride is very different. It's actually really nice. I think these come with the Messlers. I'm all but 100% sure. Stock. Text perhaps. They might still be Dunlops. The others that I've had on my bike as stock were Dunlop Elite 3s. They might be Elite 4s now. I should check when I get off the bike. But what I found with the Michelins, when if you trade them out on the Springfield, it keeps a more direct line. It stays more planted than that came on the bike originally. I cannot actually speak to the new ones that come with the Messlers or what have you, but I can tell you the way it rides right now. Ooh, I can hardly get stopped. There we go. That was an emergency braking situation. Had to pump it down from 6 to 1. Probably just should have run the yellow light in that case, so I didn't have to slam on the brakes. It says this is sponsored by Progressive Insurance, motorcycle insurance. And as it works out, I'm actually considering shopping around for some insurance, because I may soon have multiple bikes in the garage. I've got the Springfield I don't want to trade. If I end up getting a Pursuit or any of these other bikes, or any other bike, I have to consider what to do about that. Never had that problem, if that's a problem, before. I'm going to give Progressive a call, I guess. And maybe a couple others that do the same. Yeah. I'm not trying to sell that either. On my mind. You know, there's something else that I like about the Springfield? These aux running lights up front, you change those out to LEDs, and I do recommend that. You can light up the night with the combination of the headlamp and these running lights. I mean, it just throws out the light there. And I like good vision at night. Back to the garage here. Yeah, this is a familiar feeling ride. I love the Springfield. Love it, love it, love it. And a lot of people will go for the Dark Horse because of the color, but I think they're kind of missing it. Forget the chrome, but I mean, it's just got this windscreen that you can remove windscreen comes in handy. It means you're going to ride probably a little bit more than you would. The suspension is really nice on this, plush. Braking is more than adequate. Yeah, you whip it. Oh, that is a nice ride. Yeah, one last call, you people. Wake up, look at that Springfield, that's beautiful. Go get you one.